Greetings, Internet. Welcome to Aaron Plays, and I hope you're doing fantastically well. Yeah, I rubbed my hand. It's a bit chilly. Getting into winter over here. But anyway, this is episode 56? 56 of Into the Woods, as you can see with the title above my head, which is the Battle of Shiloh by GMT Games, part of the Great Battles in the American Civil War series. Last episode, we had Clarke's division of Polk's first Corps activate and start doing some damage to Prentice's other brigade, which is Miller's. And at the end, we drew another chip for Clarke. So he's getting 2 on the bounce. So let's see how far he goes. All I can say is if you could do the like and subscribe and the other YouTube stuff, it'd be much appreciated. But let's go down the map and see what's going on. So I said in the introduction, Clarke's division was activated in the last activation chip, and he's been activated again. And as you can see, Miller's brigade, 1 unit routed. This unit is being forced back, and it just leaves this unit sort of isolated on its own. And we have the rest of Prentice's division here. We have moved up Russell's brigade and Stewart's brigade, which actually attacked last time and is under attack orders. So we want to change Russell's brigade to attack orders as well. Now, there's a set sequence of events. So let's just bring up the sequence of play. All right, which is somewhere along here. There we go. So we have done change orders phase. There we go. This is where we're at the moment. Change orders phase, then brigade coordination. So we want to change the orders of Russell. Okay. So to change his orders, let's go back to there. We have this page here, the brigade orders change table. Okay. Is the brigadier stacked with his divisional leader? No. And we've got to check, definitely not with the corps commander, and we've got to check the brigadier's order rating. I think for, where is he? Russell is 0. It's that little white number there. So nothing great. High is good to change those orders to attack. 7. So over 6, they change. So that one there, let's flip that to attack and give Mr. Russell somewhere along here. Orders. There we go. He's under attack as well. Okay. Now, which do we activate first? Because this unfortunate, he's going to be hit either from that side or that side. I think we're going to go with Russell. I don't want to do brigade coordination. Why, I hear you ask? Well, okay. So the advantage of brigade coordination is they will all activate at the same time. Therefore, the artillery can only fire once because the class is 1 activation. But it's 3 to 6 is a fail. The division leader's coordination rating is 0. That's again that little white number. It's not great. So 3 to 6 fail. 7 to 9, 2 of the brigades can coordinate. A fail, no penalty, brigades move individually, no coordination. It's the 2 or less, the confusion. No movement, combat action. Not only is no coordination possible, but all the other leaders involved are confused. They do nothing. I'd rather them not do nothing from the Confederate point of view. So we're going to start with Russell. And they're under attack orders now. So we're going to bring that unit into there. And now, what does this artillery do? Because it's going to be hit no matter what happens. And it would have to do a test to actually change its facing as well. So, but we're going to have to do it. So the testing on a 7, which makes it for the infantry a 6. So they pass. So they can reaction facing change and fire. So let's do this. All right, hold on. Let's see if I can get them all to go at the same time. Um, that way? No, wrong way. Always do it the wrong way. Okay, so the guns can fire. There's 6 increments of guns on fire. Okay, so it's point blank range. The trophies you get. They've got H12s, which is at +4, and the TB is +3. So it must fire all +3. They are firing into the woods, which is +2. High is good. Oops, that's not so good. Okay, that's a D-2 on that unit. That's a lousy shot. Okay, D-2. Yeah, they take that. Um, hmm. All right, that didn't go too well because now that that was effectively actually was meant to an additional -2 on that because it was a reaction facing change. So anyway, the Confederate unit will now fire. So it's 6 increments. Technically it's 7, but on the chart it's 6 to 8. So okay. With rifle muskets, which is +1 at this range, and they're firing. Let me just. Yeah, it's definitely open ground for them. Um, so it stays +1. We're about to roll the wrong dice, and they roll a 1. Okay, so it's +1. So it's +2, which is D-1 on that unit, and their morale is 7. Okay, loving it. Okay, so that's that unit fired. Can they now fire again? They've done approach fire, which was the facing change there. They could do defensive fire, or do they reserve that? That they'll do defensive fire as well. Okay, so it's another 6 steps of artillery. Same modifiers. 4 is a bit better. Let's just go through it. It's +3 net, -1 for the woods. It's +2. That becomes a 6. A 6 is all class smaller. It's D+2, so it's a little bit better this time. 1 + 2 is 3. They fail. They pass. They pass. Okay. Oh dear. Now they've approach fired and they defense fired, so they can't fire no more. So this unit now moves in, which will be 12. So it's 6 increments firing. Rolling rubbish on this particular brigade. So 0. Now it's rifle. Is it rifle muskets again? Yeah. So it's +1. There's no terrain effect, so it stays at +1. 1 at that is D-2. So they pass. Loving it. Okay. All right. Fair enough. This guy's now. Yeah, there you go. Another 6. This time it's down the flank. So it's +1 for the rifle muskets, +1 firing down the flank. +2, 6, 7, 8. That's a bit better shot. That's 1D +2. 7 + 2 is 9. They fail that time. Right. Okay. Now, I need to verify who actually takes the step loss. I believe it's the gun because they're on the top, but let me just check. Okay, it is the artillery that takes the step loss. But we've got to work randomly which part of the battery takes it. So 1 to 3, it's the top actual unit, the TV. No, it's not. It's this part here. So let's give them a 1. Change its facing. There we go. Right. Okay. Um, and they're disordered, which is flip, flip, and flip. Okay, that's those three units doing. Russell moves in, little A1 marker. This unit here, we are going to try and recover their morale. They're all seven. No, not interested. Not interested. Fair enough. Whoops, that unit should have been absorbed. Let's delete that. That was one extra movement point for that unit there. Right, this unit will move up. One. No, they're in attack order now, aren't they? Okay. They're just going to absorb these two parts here. So delete that. Delete that. That's two movement points. In fact, that's three movement points. Because they're an attack, they can't use the road benefit. These guns here. Guns are always under advance orders, so 1.5, 3, 6. Okay, so that is Russell's brigade moved. We now have to do the attack on this particular unit. Okay. All three units might as well attack. So let's bring up the philosophy mouse. There he is. Sometimes it happens, you lose your mouse. What are you going to do when you lose your mouse? Right, we are on the shock resolution table here now. So designate all targets of shock and charges. Well, there's no charge because they all moved and fired, but all three units will be going in. Okay, next one is perform retreat before shock. These guys are still under attack order, so they can't retreat. I know. Green attacker commitment check. Are any of these Confederate units green? I just realised he's wrong brigade. He's got the red. Right, let me just pause for a second. Okay, I'm gonna have to take that back. Okay, so yeah, they're a different brigade. Can't remember where they came from now. I think it was from there. Um, all right, so that means they didn't disorder because it was that flank shot. So let's flip that back over, and they didn't take that step loss either. So do apologise for that, but at least I spotted it before we went too far. Okay, right. So it's just those two going in then. Okay, so again, we are form retreat before shock. They can't do green attack. There are no green units involved, so we now have the defender pre-shock cohesion check. Right, unit in march mode. Right, okay, so we've got some modifiers here now, or are there? Unit in march mode? No, unit disorder. It's not now. Not being attacked in the flank, so there's no modifier to their morale. So they're on 7. Now they did fail. Are they going to fail this time? No. Right. We now have pre-shock reaction fire. So they do get to shoot. Right, we're going to split the fire here. We can do that. We're going to fire 2 of the guns at this unit and 4 of the guns at that unit. So the 2 guns firing there, right, they're at H12s. H12s are at that range +4. They're firing into the wood, so it's +3. 7, 8, 9, 10. There's only 2 steps of them. That's a big D. Automatically disordered. Okay. The 4 steps here is the TBs. That's at +3. 6, that's a 9. There's 4 of them. That's 1 step loss. So 12. Let me just get a step counter there. close to 11. And then morale 7. They pass that check. Okay. Oh, they took the step loss. So we have to check for the leader. He's fine too. Right. Okay. So that was the defensive pre-shock reaction fight. Now determine shock DRMs. Okay. So let me just put that 11 on there for the temporary at the moment. Okay. Shock DRMs. First of all, odds. So the artillery only add 1. So there's 12 defending, and they're being attacked by 14 and 11. So that's 2 to 1. 2 to 1 is +2. Okay, it's odds ratio. Any defender disordered? No. Charge benefit? None. Stacked with an aggressive leader? No, he's neutral. That's at the N. Terrain tasks in the open. Oh, we haven't got the airstrike effect. Right. Pro defender. Any attacker disordered? 1 is disordered by that defensive fire. Attacker has no brigadier. No, they do. Attacker has advance orders. No, they don't. There's no terrain benefits. A net +1 then. Okay. Because there's no rear flank, nothing, none of that applies. So net +1. 5 becomes a 6. Defender retreats. Defending unit retreats 1 hex and then disorders. The artillery can go back in that formation. And then they disorder. Flip. Flip. And flip. Okay. And then it didn't, does it say they advance? Right, I better double check that. Okay, a few different things happen there. The guns, that will actually cost them 3 movement points, can't retreat. So the guns are left in the hex, so they're abandoned. Infantry retreat is fine. The Confederates can advance in within stacking limits, so they advance that unit. And then if there was a unit that was charging, that would take precedence. Russell will go in with his little A1. That will change in a minute. Okay. I'll now change those guns for an abandoned gun marker. Okay, so that's been updated. So there's an abandoned gun marker there now. And that's the conclusion of the melee phase, melee shock, which means that they become disordered. And this unit here takes a step loss. As it says in the rules, call them stragglers if you will. So at 14 becomes 13. And then we'll change its facing to match the unit. Okay. There we go. Yeah, sorry about that. Bringing this extra unit in there. He shouldn't have been there. But that finishes off Russell's activation. I'm going to give me second activation shit. There we go. Let's get rid of that. Stick that on him there. Okay. Now, moving onwards, we will now do, let's just remove all the movement markers. We will now do Stewart's brigade, which would be this unit here. Who will now go, I'm not changing orders or anything, so he's going 1, 2 into there. This unit cannot reaction facing change because he is in the front of that unit there. So he will now fire into the flank there. Okay, so that is 6 increments with rifled muskets. Rifled muskets is +1. In the flank is +2. And there's no woods or anything in the way of that shot. Hold on there for a moment. Actually, its class is in the way, yeah, so it's -1, so it's +1. That's 9, which is one big D. Okay, yeah, one big D. So he's on 11, that'll become a 10. That's the unit. Now, one big D. So he's taking second place disorder, automatic. And that's from fire. Got friendly fire from the fire attack. Lose 1 SP, so you lose another strength point, and retreat 1 to 2 hexes. Okay, so he's got problems now. So he loses another SP. Not turning at your donut. He's going to have to retreat through this unit because it's straight back. Okay, I'm going to have to find out what actually happens there. Okay, as it's a retreat 1 or 2 hexes, and it doesn't stipulate that they have to retreat through their rear facing. They're going to retreat to there, which is allowed. Yeah, I'm surprised too, unless I'm missing something. Okay. Now, if that unit had started adjacent, they could advance and follow up, but they didn't start adjacent. So that's them pretty much done. Okay. So let's carry on with the rest of the brigade. Okay, so this unit's going to change its facing, which is free. And move into there with Stewart. Yeah, with Stewart. Okay, and then fire on this unit. So there are 12 increments with rifle musket. Rifle musket is +1. Firing into woods, -1. So it's a straight shot. With a 5. Aha, ammo. Ammo depleted. Firing ammo depleted, but that doesn't affect this shot. So it's a 5. Rifle musket +1, firing at the woods -1. So that is a D +1 result. Okay, so the Union's morale is 3. Miller makes it -1. Result is +1, so it cancels out, and then you've got the Union typical +1. They took it. They took it. All right. And then they can fire back. So there are 14 increments there, 7 in each hex. They're going to fire the whole lot into Stewart. Okay, so they are muskets, which is +2 at that range. They can't use prep fire because they're disordered. The disorder actually takes them down 1, so it's +1. And then the firing into the woods takes it to a 0. So it's 0 modifier, but there are 14 increments. The whole unit is firing. The roll of 5. So the whole unit goes to ammo low. If they'd been splitting it up, they would also got not ammo low. This is ammo depleted, which is the same thing. But it doesn't affect this shot. So it's 5. That's D +2 on the Confederate unit, whose morale is 6. They roll 2 + 2 is 4. They're loving it. Okay, so that's the whole of that unit fired. This unit then moves in and also fires. Muskets is +2. And then you've got the woods, so that's +1. They roll a 2, which becomes a 3, and there's 6 of them. That is a little d. So it's a straight disorder check. Okay, let's do the math on this one. So that's the 3. Straight check. Miller and the Union typical morale cancel. So that is a pass. You lucky bastards. Right. Okay. This unit's got to move now. Um, cool, blimey. It's horrible terrain. I think that's, yeah, let's cross there. Okay, so that's as far as they move. This artillery, let's move it in there now to there and try and recover it next time. Right. So that's the movement. We now go into shock. So those two units will attack this unit. Okay, so going through the shock procedure, 6 and 8 we're just done. Bomb retreat, can't do that. Green attacker commitment check. There is a green unit there. He's G6. He's stacked with Stewart. And he says, they stood. He's shocked that they stood, and they don't go in. Oh dear. That means this boy going in on his own against, and the whole regiment counts. Not good. Okay. Defender pre-shock check. Right. Per leader, -1. Unit is in disorder, +1. Defender has been attacked from flank or rear. No. So it's a net leader -1, disorder +1. So it's a straight roll. They stand. You lucky. Okay, not going Confederate way. So it's a weird game. It just makes me laugh sometimes. Right. Yeah. Pre-shock reaction fire. So this unit now gets to fire. So there's only 7 increments with muskets. So muskets is +2. However, they are disordered, -1. They're firing into the woods, 0, and they are ammo depleted. So it's -2. 6 becomes 4. 6 becomes 4, which is a little d. Which they pass. Okay. So that's all right. So now we go into determining shock DRMs. This is the one thing I do find baffling in the rules, that they count the whole of the unit. So they count 14 increments, even though 7 of them are in that hex and 7 of them are in that hex. They do count the whole 14. Don't ask me why. I find it baffling. So it's 6 against 14, which is between 1 to 3, 1 to 2. It's rounded up in the favor of the attacker, so it's 1 to 2. So it's -2. So we'll give. Oh dear. Any defender disordered? I think they are disordered, aren't they? They are, yes. So charge benefit, no. Stacked with aggressive leader. He's a cautious leader, so no. Terrain effects charts. The woods has no effect, no, and Joe Johnson effect. So odds benefit, we've already counted. Any attacker disordered? No. Attacker has no brigadier. They do. Well, the brigadier was ordered to attack, so that's fine, yes. Attacker with advance orders? No. So it's a net -1. Not good. High dice fired. 3 becomes 2. Standoff. Both sides are disordered. Right. Now this is going to be interesting. Flip that over. So he's disordered. Fine. Got that. However, the Union unit is already disordered. So what happens there? Shock results table. It is roll another UDD. Pass, lose 1 SP in the retreat. Fail is a rout. They rout. Interesting. Okay. With their rout, this unit and this unit need to check. So this unit, 6, they failed. Okay, so we're checking adjacent unit routes. They roll another UDD. They pass, they lose 1 SP. If they fail, they route. 3, then rouse 5. So they just lose a strength point. That 9 becomes an 8. And they've got to loot and retreat 1 to 2 hexes. We've still got to check this unit though. 3 becomes 4. They pass, so they lose a strength point. 15 becomes 14. All right. So they retreat 1 to 2 hexes. I think they'd retreat 2, wouldn't you? Don't you think so? Get away from this mad. Right, they retreat 1 to 2 hexes. 1, 2. And Miller goes to the nearest unit. And this unit, oh, his little A1 goes with him. Let's move them back there. Oh, that's part of that unit. They were extended up there. Okay, yeah. And this unit is taken off the board. And as that hex got emptied, they can advance into there. That ends the shock. They weren't involved in the shock, so only this unit here, he will actually take a step loss for stragglers. Wrong way round, eh? Wrong way. There's 5 of them left in there. Okay. I think that concludes. Yeah, we'll have to. So he now becomes an A2. Let's delete that. Got to make sure I do the paperwork, because anything they do now will accrue fatigue when they get their, if and when they get their next activation. But yeah, Miller's collapsing there. But they had to retreat there, didn't they? So yes, so that ends that brigade. Sorry, that division. That's Clarke done. I think he's quite happy where he is. Next up is, well, we need to do an draw pool, don't we? So we'll put that to the side for the moment. I'll sort that out in a minute. And we also, this Union, whoever it is, Sherman. Well, that's interesting. And that will be in the next video. So let me bring this back up to the top. Interesting. Okay, so Clarke going twice has definitely got things shifting over there on the Confederate right. Prentice, well, his 2 brigades are done, effectively. One was already a collapsed brigade, and I think the other one will be doing the same shortly as well, and, you know, exacerbating the Union problems that they've got on their left. Sorry, on their right, is now being done on their left as well. So Union reinforcements needed pretty much all over the front. And it's depending on what chits and chit draws that come out, doesn't it? Sherman's chit, that's his 4th and final one. Can't remember how many troops he's got left. I keep rubbing my hands because it's still bloody chilly. I'm not going to wear gloves indoors, so there you go. So yeah, it's, as I said at the beginning of the previous episode, you know, I do want to continue this game. I'm finding it fascinating how it's developing. Fascinating battle in its own right. But I'm thoroughly enjoying this game, and I hope you guys are as well. And if you could do the like, and also comment and share, please, with the people that you think that might like this, because it all helps the channel and it keeps the viewership up on this particular thing. There has been a decline because people move on and such forth. Um, and I did put a poll out, and the majority of the people said, "Yeah, move on." But I know the majority of people said move on, but there was quite a few comments saying, "Please don't. We're enjoying it." So, and I'm enjoying it, so hence why it's still here. But I still need to see a bit more engagement from you guys, and the comments and the likes all help. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. And again, there's quite a variety of different games on the channel to help have a look. But anyway, until next time, as I say, I'm doing these, not releasing them as quickly as done in the past, because I say I've got other things that I need to do for the channel. But I do want to keep this going. So until next time, we will do Sherman. Depending on how much stuff he's got and what the next chit is, if it can be done, I'll try and do them the same, but I don't want the videos to be too long. Thank you for watching. Play games. Have fun. Bye, Internet.